I was living at my grandma's house at the time and I was playing Pokemon Silver under the bedsheets. And I was just begging my parents so that I could have a new DS. Lo and behold, I got what I was asking for. It was a black DS Lite and my dream came true. I received the games Spyro: A Hero's Legacy and this weird obscure game called Rub Rabbits. To this day, it's probably one of the weirdest games I've ever played, and I'm sure it's one not many have really even heard of. Basically, it's just a set of mini games involving the stylus and the microphone. You play as an unnamed character who goes through the trials and tribulations of trying to win over the affections of a girl and fighting a lot of other guys on the way too. All these guys longing for her attention. Like I said, it was weird, but it was quite interesting, and the really upbeat a cappella music got me really pumped, and my young mind was just enthralled by the whole thing. The fact that I could blow a shout into the microphone and there would actually be some kind of reaction was absolutely mind-blowing for me at the time. And this was just the beginning. You see, this wasn't some kind of quick phase or gimmick. I was hooked on the DS for most of my childhood. And alongside the PS2, I hold some of the most fond memories. I remember the hype leading up to the release of Pokemon Diamond, and how my cousin and I would read loads of leaks about reveals of certain Pokemon through different means like magazines and never really online. I remember sitting cozily underneath the bedsheets and playing late at night when I was supposed to be sleeping. And being an adult now and seeing the Pokemon games that came out recently, I was still excited, but the feeling didn't really match to how I felt way back when. Yeah, on the DS we had Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Soul Silver, Heart Gold, Black and White 1 and 2, some of the best Pokemon games ever, I think. They were quite challenging and kind of prime Pokemon for me. Playing Nintendo DS also introduced me to many franchises that are still in my life today, and one of course was Naruto. I played Path of the Ninja 1 on this like card I got for Christmas or my birthday or something. It had about 120 games in one. Yeah, it's illegal as fuck. But then it made me watch the anime on Jetix, and then I got a lot more invested in the story as a result. The game of Path of the Ninja 1 is the story up until the fight against Gaara, and I'd say the game doesn't really hold up today. It's not really that fun today, but at the time I really loved it. And Path of the Ninja came out and it changed all of that stuff and it made it a lot more fun. I was absolutely hooked. I was wearing Naruto headbands, I got a poster of Naruto which is still on my wall, and I even cosplayed as Sasuke Uchiha for Halloween last year. And all of that from playing a DS game, right? I mean, I even made crappy videos of those games on my old YouTube channel. DJ Cool Dude 11. Check it out. Subscribe. Over the years, we've received countless Dragon Ball games. Up until this day, we're still getting them. Budokai Tenkaichi 4 is just around the corner. Can't believe it. Most of them are fighters. Some of them pretty good. Some of them not so good. But we had games like Legacy of Goku in the RPG space. But we also had Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans, and this was an RPG on the DS. Dragon Ball RPG. It was only the Saiyan Saga, but it was honestly really fun. You started off with like Krillin, Tien, Yamcha, Piccolo, Gohan, and then Goku eventually joins in. When you use those in the game, they actually feel kind of useful. Unfortunately, that's not how they were in the anime. That was quite a nice aspect to the game. And it just opened up loads of options for team combinations and things like that. It was just really enjoyable. And of course, Goku couldn't go Super Saiyan at that point, so it felt a little bit more like realistic in terms of their power levels. But you know what game got me super emotional as a kid? And I'm not talking about Final Fantasy VII. I'm talking about Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. After taking a personality test, you wake up as a Pokemon. Amongst others, there are no humans to be found. This test determines what sort of Pokemon you wake up as. I usually always got Torchic or Trico, and I remember banging my head against the wall over and over again, like trying to write the right answers to make me become like a Charmander or like a Squirrel. And anyway, faced with the end of the world, that you learn throughout the game that the reason for all the Earth's natural disasters and all the problems was because of you, and your existence is the reason why all these bad things are happening. So obviously by leaving the world, you can make things right, and you need to go back home to the human world. Throughout the game, you build loads of bonds with all the NPCs through the game. The NPCs that you go into the dungeons with, the ones that you meet in the towns, and then obviously you talk to them pretty much every day in the game, and then you build these bonds. I'm not talking about like a mechanic in the game, just actually you enjoy talking to them and you become closer with them as characters in the game. But obviously the deepest is with your partner Pokemon, and seeing everyone cry when it's your time to leave was absolutely heartbreaking, and wow. And another super underrated DS game was Dryglade. Anyone played that game? No? Just me? It was a game where you can customize your combos based on a beat that you'd make. It was unlike anything I've played before and anything I've played up until now either. If it was on Switch, I definitely would pick it up again. So I hope they get the licensing rights to it again and put it on Switch, because I'll definitely play it. You could pick from different styles too. There were like swords, hammers, fists. It was sick. You can even participate in one-on-one tournaments where you could test your skills, go through all these like training and unlock new things. It was just fun. I'd like those kind of games, you know? And during those days, all my classmates had a DS, which meant we always took advantage of the DS download play feature, something which still Nintendo has not replicated to this day. It was revolutionary. All you needed was a bunch of DSs, one person with Mario Kart or Big Brain Academy or what else, like even Jump Superstars, and also that was a prequel to one of the best games ever, Jump Ultimate Stars. And actually, question is, why did I buy it? Why did I buy it? Because one, it's just nice to have a copy of that game because it's just so good, and if I want to sell it, I can make some peace. But anyway, since the game came out, we've had loads of different jump fighters, like J-Stars Victory, which is okay, Jump Force, which don't even get me started. That game even got taken away by Bandai. It's not even on Steam anymore. And you could build your dream team using different manga panels from the manga, and all the characters had different fighting styles. There was different types of missions. You could pretty much even play as like different versions of the characters. So even at that time, Four-tailed Naruto, and because he was so powerful, he would take up a bigger slot of the manga panel, the character of the team you make. Paneling system was sick. And you can even use the non-fighting characters as passives to power you up or give you support in combat. There were countless games from my childhood that I didn't even mention, like Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story, really good game. It was a game with really good story, great game mechanics and style. The World Ends With You, it had a gripping plot, iconic soundtrack and fun gameplay. It got ported to the Switch, but the controls kind of got messed up and I didn't really enjoy it as much. Obviously, we've got Final Fantasies, we've got Final Fantasy 3 and 4, my favorites, absolutely amazing games. I really enjoyed the class system, and I just enjoyed the story of those as well. Super Scribblenauts, oh my goodness, I spent so much time playing that game. It's a game where you can just write anything and it will come into the game and you can mix things together and just use it to solve puzzles. Super fun. So these days, I am happy with my Nintendo Switch, and I think Nintendo just keep giving us great games one after another. Tell me, what are your favorite DS games? Was the DS your childhood? Was it something that you think was the best handheld of your childhood? Obviously, I had Game Boy 2, that was pretty good, but I think looking back on it, if I was a kid with the Switch, not a level, but again, I think your happiness caps at a certain point, right? But yeah, tell me if you enjoyed it. If you like videos like this, let me know. I've been Soylent, and have a great day. Bye!